3 signs you could lose your foot due to neuropathy in as soon as the next 90 days. What I'm about to tell you goes against everything you've ever heard, because you've been absolutely misled if you think neuropathy is just a result of diabetes, aging, or simply a nerve issue. If everything you've tried so far to relieve your neuropathy pain hasn't worked, this is the specific reason why. According to Ivy League experts, the real root cause of your nerve pain, whether it's peripheral, diabetic, or anything else, is something far more insidious. It's a sticky, vile substance that leading researchers are now calling nerve plaque. Just like cholesterol plaque clogs your arteries, right now, as you sit here watching this video, this Ivy League research reveals that this newly discovered nerve plaque is blocking, overloading, and even poisoning your nerves, causing all that tingling, burning, and cramping that's driving you crazy. And if left unchecked, this plaque can completely kill your nerves, leaving your doctor saying the one word no one with nerve pain or diabetes wants to hear: amputation. I hate to put it this way, but it's critical that you understand the seriousness of your situation. But here's the good news. There's a way to fight back against this nerve plaque that's wreaking havoc on your body right now. All it takes is a simple 30-second ritual, the same one that helped me get rid of the neuropathy in just a few weeks. By following this method, you'll easily clear out all that sticky plaque, regenerate your nerves, and get rid of all the numbness, burning, and tingling in just a few days. I promise you've never seen anything like this before, especially since this discovery was only made recently. But you need to pay close attention to this video, because this solution could be taken away from you at any moment while you're still suffering from neuropathy. That's why in the next 4 minutes of this presentation, I'm going to reveal how anyone, no matter their age, can fight neuropathy better than any drug, cut your pain in half in just a few days, and soon after, eliminate nerve pain for good. It doesn't matter how long you've been suffering, and it doesn't matter that nothing else has worked for you yet. This 30-second ritual has nothing to do with medications, ointments, phototherapy devices, special diets, exercise, or any common supplements. And get this, you don't even have to give up sugar completely. Now, I know all of this might sound a bit far-fetched, but these are all medical facts, now backed by research from Oxford, Johns Hopkins, and other prestigious universities. And in just a week, when you're pain-free, thanks to what I'm about to show you, you'll sleep through the night and wake up feeling refreshed and more energized than ever. You'll enjoy long walks and all your favorite activities with your loved ones again. And you'll feel more energy, confidence, and joy. No longer having your life drained by nerve pain. Just like Sarah Johnson, 51, from Denver, Colorado, who shared,
"Pins and needles would wake me up with terrible pain, and it felt like I was really going to lose my arm. Honestly, I didn't think this would work, but even the first night I felt some relief, and after that, I've been pain-free ever since."
Or Jennifer Adams, 49, from Seattle, Washington.
2 months ago, I was limping around Seattle with my daughter, constantly having to sit down. Now I can walk miles every day, mow the lawn, and bend over to pull weeds in my yard without any pain.
And these stories are no coincidence. This discovery has helped over 62,300 men and women escape neuropathy, including my own wife. Her neuropathy was so advanced, she almost lost her foot. Look, I never want your family to go through the hell that mine went through. Heck, I don't want you to suffer another second. So please, keep watching, because this isn't just another video. This is your golden ticket to eliminating nerve pain from your life forever. So as you continue watching this short but powerful presentation, pay close attention as I show you this real solution for nerve pain. You'll want to start using it immediately, so you can clear out that nasty nerve plaque right away and put an end to your nerve pain nightmare starting in just a few days from now. Plus, if you've been trying to fight nerve pain by changing your diet, you'll immediately discover why cutting out sugar often isn't the answer, and why one so-called healthy food might be even worse for your nerves than sugar. You'll also unveil the incredible connection between your sleeping position and neuropathy, including which sleeping position completely wrecks your nerves. And finally, you'll see how my wife almost lost her foot, which then completely turned around to the point of her doctor declaring she was 100% pain-free, all in a matter of days. All thanks to a 30-second scientifically proven ritual that will give you your life. All of this is coming your way right now. But first, I must warn you, since this discovery targets the root cause of neuropathy without needing a single drug, greedy Big Pharma steers most doctors away from sharing it. So, as this video goes viral and countless Americans toss all of their ineffective neuropathy meds in the trash, it could cost Big Pharma billions, while saving you thousands of dollars a month in healthcare costs. That's why the greedy CEOs at Big Pharma are doing everything they can to take down this presentation. So, if you finally want to escape the rage, depression, and hopelessness of neuropathy and ensure you never lose a limb, and with that, your independence and your dignity, you should watch this video right now all the way to the end. But before we get started, let me quickly introduce myself and what led me to this incredible discovery. My name is David Moore. I'm a 51-year-old research scientist, and for nearly 3 decades, I've worked with some of the best doctors in America to help men and women solve their most pressing health issues. But all this hit close to my own home when my wife Lauren began having trouble walking and complaining of most all the telltale symptoms of nerve damage. Symptoms you might be feeling at this very moment. Maybe your toes feel numb or tingly. Maybe you sometimes can't feel the carpet beneath your feet. And maybe you can't sleep at night because your feet burn like the dickens. Almost as if somebody clamped jumper cables on your toes. Well, that's exactly what was happening to my Lauren. But I'll admit, at first, we kind of ignored it. Tried to, wish it away. But I understand now that we were just too scared to accept that the numbness was a warning sign of something much worse to come. Soon, her pain intensified. Her legs felt heavy and crampy, and even just walking from the car to the pharmacy entrance felt like she might as well have been running a marathon. One afternoon at the supermarket, out of the blue, Lauren's legs just buckled and she crumpled like a rag doll, sending soup cans crashing to the floor as she grabbed onto a shelf for dear life. "David, I can't feel my legs. I can't get up," she yelped as her legs slipped out from under her. You could hear a pin drop in the store as everyone silently stared at Lauren, holding onto my arm, struggling to stand up. "Let's get out of here," Lauren uttered, her cheeks bright red as we left a cart full of food in the middle of the aisle. The second we got home, I called the neurologist's office and begged the secretary to fit us in. Fast forward to the doctor handing us the results of Lauren's skin biopsy and swallowing before saying, "It's neuropathy. There's nothing we can do to stop it. Meds will slow it down, but you will lose your mobility, and the pain will get much, much worse." Lauren's body trembled. Tears flooded down her face, but I just felt numb, completely dead to the world, because this wasn't supposed to happen. You make all these plans for retirement. You plan on spending more time with your grandkids. You plan on finally taking that Caribbean cruise. And you plan on relaxing and enjoying your golden years after working your tail off for decades. Just so some smug doctor, young enough to be your son, can tell you, "Well, looks like you're going to end up in a wheelchair." These prescriptions won't help much, but take them anyway. Hope the side effects aren't too bad. Next patient. As a research scientist, I've seen the report from the medical journal Therapeutics Initiative, revealing that less than 10% of patients feel any noticeable reduction in pain from neuropathy drugs. And I read the New York Times article where Dr. Christopher Goodman admitted that there's limited evidence that nerve pain drugs work at all. And I heard world-renowned neuropathy expert Dr. Michael Polidevkis straight up confess that none of Big Pharma's meds will ever cure neuropathy or even slow its progression. That's because the drugs just mask the pain and treat the symptoms. So they never fix anything. In fact, the only thing that will slow down your neuropathy and eventually stop it completely is to eliminate the underlying cause, which, as I'd soon find out, were those nerve plaques that no doctor was talking about. Even though I knew the drugs wouldn't do much, I was so scared of losing my wife that my judgment was clouded. So I naively trusted the system. I prayed to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for the prescriptions to do something, anything, to stop her pain. And Over the next year, Lauren rode the evil merry-go-round of prescription pills. We must have visited our doctor 10 different times just for him to prescribe drug after drug. Lyrica, Cymbalta, gabapentin, naltrexone, tramadol, but they all just made her feel dizzy, drowsy, and nauseous. While the tingling, burning, and numbness continued to be so bad, even putting a soft bedsheet over her body made her feel like someone doused her with boiling water. And, as you might know, pain isn't always the worst part of neuropathy. It's also really the isolation that will drive you insane, because everybody knew Lauren could barely stand for more than a few minutes. So they stopped inviting her out. No more pickleball games, theater events, dinners, or even watching our granddaughter play soccer. Lauren just sat on the couch watching Netflix with a blank stare in her eyes, almost like she'd given up on life. And I didn't know what more I could do. So, as ashamed as I am to admit this, I did nothing until the day I walked into the bedroom and saw Lauren sleeping on her side, which is the absolute worst sleeping position for nerve pain. And I saw something that shook me to my core: infections, ulcers, and sores on the bottom of her feet. I rushed her to the emergency room. The doctor cautioned that if we didn't get the nerve damage under control, the infections would spread and he'd have no choice but to amputate. I almost lost it. For months, we placed our faith in the so-called specialists who forced Lauren to choke down pill after pill. And for what? Just so she could be trapped in a wheelchair for the rest of her life with a stump for a foot? That's when I knew I had to do something. So I did what I should have done from the get-go. Something you are doing right now by watching this video. I took matters into my own hands. I combed through every neuropathy study I could find. I investigated the latest surgeries, supplements, and experimental treatments. It was obvious the drug companies have zero incentive to actually cure your neuropathy, because the longer you take their drugs, the more cash their CEOs stuff into their pockets. Heck, as you saw earlier, Ivy League doctors now admit that gabapentin does not work. Yet, prescriptions have tripled in recent years. And in 2021, Big Pharma raked in $1.4 billion from gabapentin alone. So with that kind of money at stake, they have every reason to ignore and even suppress the unbelievably simple solution that flushes out nerve plaque and starts eliminating your pain immediately. It's the very same solution I finally stumbled on one Thursday evening. You see, Lauren's amputation was scheduled for the next week, yet I still hadn't found the answer at that point. So I took a walk to clear my head, and I looked to the sky, and I prayed that God would give me a clue. I'd call it serendipity or divine intervention, because that's when it hit me. You see, a research associate of mine back in college specializes in neuropathy. His name is Dr. Tyler Baker. I'd worked with him a few years earlier, and I knew he always kept up to date on the latest remedies that most mainstream doctors ignore. Dr. Baker is also a man of God, so he represents the perfect balance of science and faith-based healing. I knew if there was anyone who could help us, it was Dr. Baker. And when I finally got him on the phone, I told him all about Lauren's nerve pain, the sores, and her upcoming amputation. I told him how useless the drugs were. I told him there must be a better way to treat nerve pain. And for several long seconds, I heard nothing. But then his voice came through on the phone, and what he said changed everything. He told me that Ivy League researchers recently discovered that just like plaque gets stuck inside your arteries, a type of nerve plaque also gets stuck and surrounds your nerves. Technically, this plaque is triggered by something called advanced glycation end products, AGEs. These are proteins or lipids that become glycated as a result of exposure to sugars. And as time goes on, more and more of this plaque builds up in your nerves, accumulating rapidly, stretching and expanding your nerves to their limits, until just like a balloon filled with too much air, your nerves burst open and they're now raw, exposed, and vulnerable, just like a frayed electrical wire. This short circuits the connection between your nerves and brain, and this triggers a type of static like what you see on your TV when the signal goes out. This static forces you to feel sensations that just aren't there, like the numbness, tingling, and burning that's been keeping you up all night. And if left unchecked, these plaques will continue to grow inside your body, destroying more nerve cells with each passing day, until eventually you'll be unable to stand for more than a few minutes. I'm sorry to say it, but there's more than a chance you will end up needing a walker, a cane, or a wheelchair just to get around. And ultimately, these bursts can cause the complete death of a limb. And you may become one of the 200,000 Americans who undergo an amputation every single year. Heck, after seeing the misery, hopelessness, and crippling pain Lauren suffered, she was in pain so bad that she sometimes couldn't even put her shoes on. I'd almost rather get my own foot chopped off instead of her having to go through it. Dr. Baker said he'd examined countless scientific documents, and he realized that these Harvard-trained researchers were 100% right that nerve plaque triggers neuropathy, and that researchers from Oxford, Columbia, and other prestigious institutions all came to the very same conclusion. Nerve plaque is the root cause behind all neuropathy. Now, all of this made me wonder the same thing you're probably wondering right now. What causes the plaque in the first place? And more importantly, how do you get rid of it? But can you even get rid of it? That's exactly the most surprising part of all. Because Dr. Baker told me these plaques don't form because of your age or even because you're consuming too much sugar. No, these plaques infest your nerves for one reason: exposure to tens of thousands of toxins every single day. Toxins in your air, your drinking water, your soaps, shampoos, and personal care products, the industrial chemicals in our homes and environment, the tens of thousands of processed foods that are filled with soybean oil, canola oil, sunflower oil, and other so-called healthy seed oils that are all linked to neuropathy. Given how prevalent toxins and processed foods are in our modern world, if you're a man or woman over 40 and you feel any numbness, pins and needles, or burning in your legs, feet, or arms, unfortunately, I can pretty much guarantee that plaques are clogging up and squeezing your nerves. It's not your fault, but now that you're armed with this knowledge, it is your responsibility to fix it. And I'll show you how to do that right now. Because from all my years as a research scientist, I've seen many natural remedies fight off achy joints, cholesterol, and other health issues. So that all got me wondering, maybe there's a natural solution for eradicating this nerve plaque. And since all the evidence points directly to nerve plaque being the root cause behind all nerve pain, maybe such a solution could stop the nerve pain forever. Well, it sounded good in theory, but it seemed like a long shot. After all, no prescription drugs had helped, nor did any supplements I bought on Amazon, which now makes perfect sense because no common drug or supplement is designed to dissolve nerve plaque. But maybe there was some little known nutrient that does. So I asked Dr. Baker, and his response was 100% life-changing. Well, David, after I sent you that nerve plaque study, I stumbled on some Nobel Prize winning research, and this research demonstrates a crystal clear way to suction that plaque out and naturally help your nerves heal. So I'm thinking that if we can find a few nutrients that help kickstart this process, I'm convinced we can stop Lauren's pain and potentially reverse her neuropathy. That would be incredible, I gasped. Dr. Baker agreed to work with me on this. First, we knew that we absolutely had to fight off the toxins that create nerve plaques. And for that, Dr. Baker concluded without a shred of doubt that we use a rare supernutrient called Corydalus janusuo. A study conducted by the prestigious Mount Sinai School of Medicine in New York shows Corydalus janusuo sweeps through your nervous system and eliminates nerve plaques faster than anything else on the planet. That's because Corydalus janusuo acts like a bodyguard for your nerves. It keeps toxins and pollutants from infesting your body. It also allows your system to naturally clear out the plaque, which will eliminate the burning, numbness, and itching. Shockingly, in one study conducted on mice, scientists discovered that Cordelius Yanusuo can literally bring a limb that seemed dead back to life, which means that Cordelius Yanusuo could provide the support you need to save you or a loved one's limb from amputation. And while that might be in mice, the next study done in humans shook the medical establishment to their core, because patients taking Cordelius Yanusuo reported a whopping 27.6 improvement in overall nerve pain and nerve function. That now a 27.6% improvement might not seem like a huge number to you, but believe me, it means all the difference between you enjoying a fun, active retirement or spending your golden years in a wheelchair. Cordelius Yanusuo is the real deal. And shockingly, this one single ingredient can help you walk upstairs easily again, take up old hobbies again, and finally sleep through the night without those infuriating electrical shocks jolting you awake. Yet, as powerful as Cordelius Yanusuo is for clearing out those plaques, when you combine it with 2 more clinically studied ingredients, the relief you feel will be even better and come even faster. Because while stopping these toxins and plaques from building up inside you is super important, you'll also need something to quickly stop the pain and help accelerate your nerve repair so that pain never comes back. And for that, Dr. Baker recommended we use a nutrient studied by top researchers at Harvard and Yale, Opuntia fiacanthia. Opuntia fiacanthia is a species of prickly pear cactus, and explosive new studies have found the nutrients contained within it kill nerve pain better than anything else out there, including prescription drugs. You see, the nerve cells in your body that detect pain are called nociceptors, and these receptors activate when you feel the burning, tingling, and itching. And that's where the miracle nutrient comes into play. A top study conducted by expert neurologists found Opuntia fiacanthia blocks the channel that sends pain signals to your brain. If your nerves send a false signal that you are feeling pain, Opuntia fiacanthia tells your brain to ignore that fake signal. So you don't feel a darn thing. No more burning, no more tingling, no more feeling like you're walking on hot coals. Just blessed relief. And in a groundbreaking study of 181 patients done by leading neuropathy expert Dr. Dan Ziegler, he was astounded when he saw that Opuntia fiacanthia can slash nerve pain by up to 52%. In other words, it can cut it by more than half, and in just a matter of days. This is amazing, right? Heck, it's even better than amazing. This is bona fide proof that you do not have to let nerve pain rob you from living the life you deserve. In fact, mountains of clinical studies now prove Cordelius Yanusuo and Opuntia fiacanthia are exactly what you need to relieve your numbness, burning sensations, and muscle weakness. Yet, as stunning as all the science behind these nutrients is, Dr. Baker and I went one step further to create the ultimate nerve pain solution that will take care of everything. And look, I know that we've covered a lot of science here, but pay close attention to the next 60 seconds, because this next breakthrough nutrient might be the most exciting one yet. You see, if you want a full recovery, you must repair the intense damage that's already done to your nerves. And while Cordelius Yanusuo helps remove the plaques and Opuntia fiacanthia helps kickstart the nerve repair process, in order to get the most out of these 2 nutrients and rejuvenate your nerves as fast as possible, you will also need a truly special nutrient called marshmallow root, because science shows that this miracle nutrient does something experts once thought was impossible. It brings your nerves back from the dead. You see, Nobel Prize-winning research conducted by Dr. Rita Leigh-Montalcini found that nerve growth factor, or NGF, is a hormone that is essential for the survival, repair, and regeneration of your nerves. And as it turns out, shocking new studies reveal that marshmallow root can indeed help boost your levels of NGF, which also helps regenerate and repair your nerves. And the proof is in the pudding. In an analysis of 2 double-blind placebo-controlled trials of 1,257 men and women with nerve issues, patients taking marshmallow root showed clinically significant improvements in all their neuropathy symptoms. Amazing, right? Still, at the end of the day, it's really not about the clinical studies, the Nobel Prize winning research, or even about these miracle nutrients themselves. It's all about you doing all the activities you love without pain, like playing pickleball or tennis, taking the dog for a walk, or goofing off with your grandkids. It's about doing the activities you either want to do or the activities you have to do without pain, like climbing stairs, grocery shopping, or just getting a good night's sleep. You know what it's really all about? It's all about knowing you'll never lose your independence and never become a burden on your loved ones. Wouldn't that be a huge weight off your shoulders? Well, that's exactly the peace of mind these nutrients will give you. So I quickly arranged for Dr. Baker to send me the purest samples of each ingredient. And when the packages finally arrived, I combined the ingredients and made a batch to test. Then I told Lauren all about what I'd been working on. I told her about the plaques clogging her nerves and causing her pain, and how study after study showed how these powerful compounds flush out those plaques and can even help reverse her nerve damage. And you'd think she'd be jumping for joy to finally hear we had a solution, right? Well, Lauren was pretty skeptical. She even refused to try my formula. Yeah, I understood, because every other solution had just left her disappointed. So she was scared of getting her hopes up again. But she was on the brink of having a limb amputated maybe in a week, 2 at most. I had to convince her this was her last hope. Then I showed her the clinical studies backing each ingredient and the undeniable proof they fight neuropathy unlike anything else out there. She threw up her hands and said, "Fine, I'll try it if it'll make you happy." So she started taking my formula as part of her morning routine. And did she see results? Well, she did say some of the numbness in her toes had actually vanished. Yet the electric shocks still jolted her awake at night, and she still needed a walker to help her get around. But here's where the story gets interesting. One morning, I woke up and Lauren was gone. I saw the walker next to the bed and I panicked. Oh my God, she couldn't get around without that thing. I shouted her name, no answer. I looked out the window and my whole body froze. Lauren was walking our dog Dash around the block. After I got over my shock, tears of joy ran down my cheeks. And look, most people wouldn't think walking the dog is a big deal. Yet remember, it wasn't even 2 weeks earlier that Lauren couldn't even climb a flight of stairs. This quick relief was actually kind of scary for both of us because it seemed too good to be true. Lauren was worried the effect would wear off and the pain would come roaring back. Yet that didn't happen. The Lord answered our prayers. To this day, as long as Lauren does what she calls her simple daily ritual and takes her nerve pain nutrients, the pain never comes back. And now, months later, Lauren is still bursting with energy. She's laughing more, smiling all the time. She's playing tag with her grandkids in the backyard. She's taking long walks with her girlfriends again. And the intimacy in our marriage is reignited. We're making love again. And man, you should have seen her neurologist's jaw hit the floor at her follow-up nerve biopsy. He said he'd never seen a transformation like Lauren's. He didn't even think it was possible. Yet, when we told him about my formula, he just shrugged his shoulders and said, "Well, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. If it keeps working, I can definitely see myself wanting to offer this as a real option for the rest of my patients." Lauren and I just smiled at each other because her biopsy was unquestionable proof that my formula works. Soon, the word got out about Lauren's transformation. A few diabetics in our church congregation wanted to test drive Lauren's nerve nutrients. So I made another batch with what I had left. Nothing, and I repeat nothing, could have prepared us for what happened next. At the very next Sunday service, the people who tested it were absolutely ecstatic because just 1 week after taking my formula, their pain was already much better. They were sleeping soundly through the night again. And one congregant's eyes lit up when she told me she no longer fears for her future and no longer fears she'll lose a limb. For obvious reasons, we were thrilled to see how this formula was changing people's lives. But quite frankly, we're also pretty furious because why wasn't this already common knowledge? Well, because the nutrients are natural, which means the drug companies can't patent them for profit. And once you're living a pain-free life using a natural, no side effect solution, you'll no longer need their drugs. which means their sales would dry up overnight. And this most important cog in Big Pharma's trillion-dollar profit machine would soon screech to a halt. And since the drug company bigwigs only care about the almighty dollar, they will never share this solution with the world. So that's why my new purpose in life is to get this breakthrough solution directly into the hands of as many nerve pain sufferers as possible. However, there was one big issue: the cost. It cost us $300 to formulate just that 1 month's supply. And while many people would happily fork over $300 a month to stop their nerve pain and live life freely again, I needed to make this formula affordable for everyone, especially seniors on a fixed income. And while I'm not some hotshot businessman, I did know you can lower costs by ordering in bulk. So Dr. Baker helped me source large batches of each ingredient and formulate them into an affordable, easy to swallow capsule you take daily. But as you know, science is always evolving. And as powerful as Corydalis yanahuso, Opuntia fiacanthia, and marshmallow root are for clearing out those nerve plaques and stopping your pain, Dr. Baker and I found 7 more ingredients that supercharge those original 3 nutrients. So you'll feel even better and even faster relief. Starting with prickly pear to help support a healthy myelin sheath, which is the protective covering for your nerves. So now your nerves can protect themselves even more effectively from those plaques. Next, we added California poppy seed to help restore nerve function and once again clear out those plaques even further. And then we added a powerful form of turmeric root powder to help fight nerve inflammation and speed up pain relief. The next ingredient had to be magnesium stearate, which is well known to help improve balance and support healthy nerves. Then we added a specific amount of ashwagandha to help regenerate nerve cell growth throughout the brain and body. Next was Althea officinalis, which is one of the Ayurvedic medicine's most powerful ingredients that's used for centuries to stop pain. And finally, as the icing on the cake, we included a powerful antioxidant called Opuntia fiacanthia to help fight oxidative stress and inflammation. All in all, that's 10 powerful nutrients, all clinically proven to clear out those dangerous nerve plaques to finally erase your pain and repair your nerves. And when we gave this upgraded formula to those same folks in our church, they reported even better and more complete relief. That's when we knew we had to get this into the hands of as many people as possible. So, after months of looking for the purest, highest quality sources for each ingredient and spending tens of thousands of dollars on research and development, I'm proud to announce the launch of our cutting-edge nerve pain formula called
NerveCalm. NerveCalm is the only formula expertly designed to flush out nerve plaques, regenerate your nerves, kill your pain, and get you living again. Every bottle of NerveCalm is manufactured in a GMP-certified state-of-the-art facility right here in the United States.
And every easy-to-swallow capsule contains those powerful nutrients delivered in the most effective dosages, all clinically proven to clear out those nerve plaques, just like Drano clearing out your clogged pipes.
The bottom line is NerveCalm is the most advanced, the safest, and most effective nerve pain formula on God's green earth.
And listen, if you've been disappointed by natural supplements in the past, I get it. I really do.
Yet, as you can see, the science backing NerveCalm is overwhelming.
Countless clinical studies back up the power of these compounds. Researchers from Harvard, Johns Hopkins, and other prestigious medical institutions give these ingredients their stamp of approval. And
since its release, NerveCalm has freed thousands of Americans from the pain,
depression, and anxiety of neuropathy. People like 65-year-old Linda Johnson of Chicago, Illinois, who remarked,
"I didn't expect this to work. It seems like few supplements for neuropathy ever do. But my pain stopped after taking NerveCalm. I urge you to give this a try. It really works."
And in addition to those people, David Letterman, former host of one of the most iconic talk shows on TV, sent us an audio message
after using NerveCalm.
"I have diabetic neuropathy and used to suffer from intense nerve pain throughout my body every day. I've been taking NerveCalm for a month now, and since then, I haven't felt any pain at all. I feel like a new person, and honestly, this has changed my life."
We're also proud to have received praise from none other than Dr. Eric Berg.
I found this supplement to be excellent and truly one of a kind. I've recommended it to my patients with neuropathy. I highly recommend NerveCalm.
By now, I'm guessing you're ready to try this cutting-edge formula for yourself. And you should be.
Because NerveCalm stops the burning, tingling, and numbness fast, starting in just mere days.
Imagine no more choking down handfuls of prescription pills. And imagine no longer putting on a happy face in front of your loved ones and acting like you're not experiencing discomfort with every movement of your body. Because now you are pain-free. You can grocery shop, cook dinner, babysit your grandkids. You can even golf, garden, and enjoy long walks. You can sleep through the night and wake up bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. And you can just breathe a sigh of relief, because you know all that burning, tingling, and aching that once made you so miserable has now left your body never to return. My friend, the time has come for you to join
tens of thousands of Americans using NerveCalm to live life on their terms.
However, I must warn you, this is the first and only product on the market to tackle nerve plaque, and sourcing ultra-pure extracts of these 10 ingredients costs a small fortune. So don't expect other forms of these nutrients to work nearly as well
as the clinically tested forms in NerveCalm.
And that's why we are constantly running out.
You see, NerveCalm works so well at silencing nerve pain.
Almost everyone who uses it keeps ordering more. In fact, most customers order as many bottles as possible to guarantee they never run out, which is really super smart, actually, because the unfortunate news is shipping is very unpredictable due to all the supply chain issues still going on around the world. Plus, these rare ingredients are grown on 3 separate continents, and they must be sourced locally to ensure their potency. You can't get anything even close to this on Amazon or at CVS. So, while we're doing our best to keep NerveCalm in stock, we often run out. And we can't always predict when our next batch will come in. Yet, if you're watching this video, that means we still have a current supply left in our warehouse. Yet, before you grab your bottles, I must give you fair warning.
NerveCalm is only available on this website.
And because there's no other product on the market that targets the root cause of your nerve pain, which remember are those nerve plaques,
NerveCalm is your only real hope to completely free yourself from the physical and emotional prison of neuropathy. In fact, I bet after you start using NerveCalm,
you'll wake up and think to yourself, thank God for today. I feel fantastic. And what would that be worth to you? Would it be worth the $300 price tag some people pay for their monthly drug prescriptions that don't do a darn thing? Well, we paid $300 to formulate the first few batches of our formula that actually does work. And I bet all the lucky people now living pain-free would tell you it's worth 100 times that. But again, this isn't about the money for me. I'm fulfilling my God-given mission to bring light and hope to those in need, and that's why you won't pay $300. And even though our marketing guys said,
we'd be nuts to sell NerveCalm for less than $150 a bottle,
you won't pay $150 either. Heck, you won't even pay $99.
Right now on this page only, you can try NerveCalm for just $89 a bottle, more than half off its retail value.
But that's just the start. Because you made it this far into the presentation, it's obvious you're serious about using this one-of-a-kind solution to transform your life, just like thousands of men and women do every day.
And while NerveCalm delivers relief really fast, the toxins that trigger nerve plaques are everywhere.
In fact, you could live like a monk at the top of a mountain, and you'd still be at risk of plaque overtaking your nerves again. And listen, I don't want that to happen. I want you to have a permanent, top-to-bottom transformation so you can enjoy every second of your life and never have to think about nerve pain again. Fortunately, scientists discovered these high-powered ingredients have a build-up effect in your body, which means the longer you take NerveCalm, the more powerful and permanent your results become. The clinical studies and customer success stories prove it. I have a moral obligation to do everything I can
to make sure you have enough NerveCalm on hand for months to come.
After all, once you feel the life-changing, soothing relief, confidence, and freedom that comes with no longer living with nerve pain,
I'd hate for you to slide back to square one just because you ran out of NerveCalm and couldn't reorder because we're out of stock.
That's why we've created a special one-time discount only available on this page that might never be offered again. So here it is. Right now, you'll pay just $49 per bottle.
When you grab a 6-month supply of NerveCalm,
That's a whopping $20 off every single bottle. Plus, we'll even pick up the tab for shipping. This discount brings the investment in keeping your nerves healthy for life all the way down to about $1.50 a day, which is way less than a decent cup of coffee. But that's not all.
today only, the first 10 people who purchase the 6-bottle pack of NerveCalm will get a private consultation with Dr. Baker via Zoom.
Plus a $500 gift card for shopping on Amazon. And there's more. The next 20 buyers, in addition to the first 10, will also receive a private consultation with Dr. Baker via Zoom. Like I said, these bonuses are only
For the first people who purchase the 6-bottle pack of NerveCalm today.
which means by getting 6 bottles, not only are you getting a shot at these 2 incredible bonuses, you're also saving a lot of money. And that's not all, because remember, the people who took
NerveCalm
for the longest period of time experienced the most dramatic reduction in pain and the biggest transformation in their total quality of life.
So when you stock up and make NerveCalm part of your daily,
You'll sleep soundly every single night. You'll enjoy long walks and activities with loved ones. You'll be able to stay off prescription drugs that riddle you with side effects. And you'll just enjoy life a heck of a lot more now that you no longer have to worry about nerve pain. Plus, you aren't actually risking even a single penny because you're completely covered by my 180-day money-back guarantee. Here's how it works.
if you're like countless other members of the NerveCalm family, you'll be absolutely over the moon with how NerveCalm stops your pain.
Yet, if you're not thrilled about how fast your pain subsides, or if you're not happy with how easy it becomes to fall asleep, play with your grandkids, and walk around the block, or heck, if you don't like the logo on the bottle, just call or email our friendly support staff and you'll receive a speedy, no hassle, no questions asked refund. And you can even keep the $127 bonus package I'm about to reveal. If that's not fair, well, I don't know what is. You know, the bottom line is we simply couldn't honor such a bold guarantee if we weren't 100% confident.
NerveCalm will work for you. That's why I encourage you to grab 6 months worth of NerveCalm, because you'll save the most money. And you'll ensure that you have enough NerveCalm on hand to live the life you deserve. However, the only way to get NerveCalm for about $1 a day is from this page.
The deal is not available on Amazon or anywhere else. And neither is the product. And remember, supplies are limited. In fact, as this presentation goes viral across the internet, chances are that tens of thousands of people are watching this video and getting ready to place their orders right now. And that's why you're making a smart choice to secure your risk-free supply at today's exclusive low price before we sell out. Because once we run out of stock, all the supply chain issues mean it could take up to 3 months before another batch is available. And with inflation raising the prices of everything, I can't promise the same savings you're guaranteed when you order right now.
So go on and snag the 6-bottle option while we still have NerveCalm in stock.
Of course, you always have the option to choose whichever package best suits your current situation, and you have to do whatever makes the most financial sense for you today. Just keep in mind that the clinical studies show selecting the 6-bottle option leads to the best results. Oh, and to sweeten the pot, when you order a multi-bottle package within the next 7 minutes, you'll receive instant access to a special mystery gift package valued at over $127. Look, I don't want to give away the surprise, but you're going to get a super simple, easy to follow blueprint on what to do
before you receive NerveCalm in the mail.
so you can start clearing out your nerve plaque and begin erasing your pain minutes from now. You'll also receive a list of the household items, foods, and products that trigger nerve pain, so you can do your best to avoid them. Plus, you'll receive a surefire bonus secret
That makes NerveCalm work even faster and guarantees long-term relief. And finally, when you order 3 or more bottles of NerveCalm,
which most people do anyway. We'll even pick up the tab for shipping. And since you're protected by my 180-day money-back guarantee, you risk nothing. Not a bad deal, right? Well, There's literally nothing else I can do to make this a better deal for you. So go ahead and choose that 6-bottle package or any other money-saving option to get you started. Now, here's what will happen when you choose your package below. First, you'll see a checkout page that looks like this. Then you'll enter your payment information on our secure checkout form that's protected by military-grade 256-bit encrypted SSL security, and that's the same security used by Amazon and Microsoft. This security ensures your private information is totally safe when you order right now. Then, when you hit the Order Now button, the guys in the warehouse will pack up and ship out your order, which should arrive in your home in a small, discreet package in just a few days. And when you receive that package,
rip it open and take 2 easy-to-swallow capsules of NerveCalm every day.
It really doesn't matter what time you take your
NerveCalm.
Just make sure you take it, because once the ingredients start cleansing out those plaques and killing your pain, you'll be back on track to living life again in no time. So grab that 6-bottle package or the package that's best for you and your family and get ready to start living the life you desire and deserve. If you're still on the fence, let's make something really clear. Right now, you're at a fork in the road. One road is what I call the rough road. This road is cracked, bumpy, and full of potholes. It's the same road you've been on for a while now. And if you made the mistake to continue down this road, you'll wind up in a dark, desperate place. A place where those nerve plaques continue clogging, squeezing, and destroying your nerves. You'll continue to feel those hot, prickly feelings all over your body. You'll continue to lose your balance and coordination. You'll continue to toss and turn at night. And if you made the terrible mistake of just letting this nerve plaque completely overtake and obliterate your nerves, amputation one day may be your only option. And look, I'm not saying that to scare you. It's simply the God's honest truth. Over 200,000 Americans undergo amputation every single year. And if you lost a limb, you'd be forced to rely on your loved ones to help you with even the smallest, simplest of tasks, like taking a shower, grocery shopping, or just getting off the toilet. And that brings up a really good point, because if you consider the toll your nerve pain might take on your loved ones, if you can no longer take care of yourself, you're not the only one going through hell. You'd be dragging your family through hell also. You've probably heard stories about adult children sacrificing their lives to care for their aging, disabled parents. And your kids might be on the hook to pay for pain masking prescriptions, caretakers, and nursing home costs, which can easily add up to over $120,000 a year. And home health care might cost double that. Is this how you want your spouse or your children to spend their lives? Burning through their savings to pay for medications and caretakers, just so you can waste away in a wheelchair, unable to do the simplest of tasks, let alone stand proud as your grandchild walks down the aisle on their wedding day? Listen, I know that's the last thing my wife and I want for our family.
And thanks to NerveCalm,
our family and tens of thousands of other families are confident this will never happen. And look, I'd love for you to feel that same confidence. Yet only you can decide what kind of future you want. But please don't dilly-dally, because science shows the longer you wait to flush out nerve plaque, the greater the risk that you'll suffer irreversible damage. Sadly, far too many people wait too long, hoping and praying for a miracle that may never come, only because they decided to procrastinate. But there's an easier path you can take, the path where you'll arm yourself with this one-of-a-kind formula based on Harvard-studied compounds, all proven to help fight off nerve plaque, regenerate your nerves, and free yourself from all the pain that keeps you from living the life you want. Imagine, just a few days from now, you'll sleep like a baby every single night. You'll eliminate the fear, anxiety, and hopelessness of your neuropathy. When you're back on your feet feeling better than ever before, you'll just be able to have more fun and enjoy life. Isn't that what life is really about? Enjoying life with people you love? Look, for your sake and for your family's sake, I pray you choose this better, easier path.
I pray you grab NerveCalm, and I pray you allow it to help you get back to enjoying all the good things in life.
However, only you can make that decision. Just remember, your results are 100% guaranteed.
You risk absolutely nothing when you try NerveCalm right now.
So it's an absolute no-brainer to grab 6 bottles to save the most money and ensure long-term healing. But I can't guarantee this discount much longer. This is the end of the road. It's time to take action. Grab this 6-bottle package or any other money-saving package below, and I'll say it one more time. You risk absolutely nothing. So go on and take this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to change your life. You will be so happy you did. And thank you for letting me share this wonderful discovery with you. This is David Moore signing off. Well, are you still here? Then you probably have a few questions, and that's great. Here are the most frequent questions I get and the answers that will help you out.
So question 1 is, how does NerveCalm work? NerveCalm is the only formula designed to flush out nerve plaques.
These plaques are triggered by something called advanced glycation end products, AGEs. As time goes on, more and more of this plaque builds up in and around your nerves, stretching and expanding them to their limits until, like a balloon filled with too much air, your nerves burst open. This short circuits the connection between your nerves and the brain and triggers a type of static that forces you to feel sensations that really aren't there, like the numbness, tingling, and burning that keeps you up at night.
But NerveCalm is a unique blend of ingredients
proven to help fend off the effects of these plaques, fight off advanced glycation end products, and help repair your nerves. There's nothing else like it on the market.
Question 2, does NerveCalm actually work? Will it work for me?
The ingredients inside of
NerveCalm
are supported by countless clinical studies with real people. You simply won't find a more science-backed, proven solution on the market. And even more importantly,
NerveCalm
has been proven by the experience of more than 85,000 happy customers who nearly all report the same thing: fast relief, improved mobility, and the ability to enjoy life again. Remember, 65-year-old Linda Johnson of Chicago, Illinois, who said,
I didn't expect this to work. It seems like few supplements for neuropathy ever do. But my pain stopped after taking NerveCalm. I urge you to give this a try. It really works.
And 61-year-old Mary Brown of Houston, Texas, who wrote,
I had severe peripheral neuropathy in my feet. It hurt all the time and kept me up for hours at night. My neurologist kept trying to give me heavy narcotics, which I didn't want to take because of the side effects. But within 5 days of taking NerveCalm, I had a significant amount of pain relief, and within 2 weeks of using it, I was pain-free.
And 52-year-old David Smith of Seattle, Washington, who remarked,
I have diabetic neuropathy and suffered from shooting nerve pain throughout my body. I've been taking NerveCalm for a month, and since then I've not had any pain.
Pretty incredible, right? And these stories are just the tip of the iceberg. Every single day, I receive happy emails from customers
telling me how much NerveCalm has changed their lives.
It's the best part of my day. Of course, the only definitive way to know for sure this will work for you is to try it today and use that special no-risk offer provided to you on this page. Okay.
Question 3, how long does it take for NerveCalm to start working?
Most people begin to notice results in the first week. At first, the changes will be subtle. Like maybe you notice you're having an easier time getting around. Perhaps the numbness is subsiding, or maybe you're sleeping better at night. Yet, clinical studies and customer stories have proven the relief will continue to get even better the longer you take these nerve rejuvenating nutrients.
Because the longer you take NerveCalm, the more time you give your body to absorb all the nutrients, clear out those plaques, and allow your nerves to naturally start repairing themselves.
The key is to stay diligent and take
NerveCalm capsules
every day without fail, because those who stick with it should experience the most dramatic changes that will truly wow you and your loved ones. And that's why we created a special one-time discount only available on this page so you can stock up and see the best results. Right now, you'll just pay $49 per bottle when you grab that 6-month supply, whopping $20 off every single bottle. Plus, we even pick up the tab for shipping. This discount brings the investment in keeping your nerves healthy for life down to $1.50 a day or so. Less than a decent cup of coffee. Okay, question 4. What are those ingredients again?
All right, NerveCalm contains 10 breakthrough nutrients.
All are clinically proven to help clear out the nerve plaques, erase your pain, and repair your nerves. Those ingredients are Cordelia Huso, a super nutrient that allows your system to naturally clear out all the nerve plaque. Opuntia fiacanthia, a natural antioxidant proven to cut nerve pain in half in very little time. Marshmallow root, a little-known nutrient that helps kickstart nerve repair. California poppy seed helps restore nerve functions and clear out those plaques even further. Corydalus powder helps fight nerve inflammation and speed up pain relief. Magnesium stearate helps improve balance and supports healthy nerves. Althea officinalis helps regenerate nerve cell growth throughout the brain and mud. And Opuntia fiacanthia to help fight oxidative stress and inflammation. Question 5.
How do I take NerveCalm?
We suggest taking it right after breakfast or lunch so you can experience less numbness, tingling, and pain all day long. Just swallow 2 small capsules once a day with a meal. That's it. Question 6. How does that guarantee work again? This is the easy one. You're either thrilled with how fast your nerve issues improve, how much better you're getting around, and how much better you're sleeping, or just contact our friendly customer support team within 180 days for a speedy, courteous 100% refund. That's it. No hassles, no questions asked, and no hard feelings. You can even keep the bonuses. We simply couldn't honor such a bold guarantee
if we weren't 100% confident that NerveCalm will work for you. And that's why I encourage you to grab that 6 months worth of NerveCalm.
because you'll save the most money and you'll ensure that you have
enough NerveCalm on hand to experience the best results.
Final question. Okay, I'm convinced. How do I order? Just click the button below now to go to our secure order checkout page that's protected by military-grade 256-bit encrypted SSL security. Again, that's the same stuff used by all major corporations. This security ensures your private information is totally safe when you order right now. Then enter your information and hit the Order Now button. It's that fast, that easy, and we'll immediately get to work shipping
NerveCalm right to your doorstep.
Again, you're 100% protected by our money-back guarantee. You don't risk a penny. Just keep in mind that the clinical studies show selecting the 6-bottle package leads to the best results and will save you the most money. So to avoid out of stocks and lock in this one-time discount, I highly recommend you grab the 6-bottle package. Okay, I think that's about it. I can't wait for you to start moving around better, sleeping better, and finally, kicking nerve pain out of your life for good. It's time to live your best life. Thanks again for watching. God bless you and your family.